Hello, welcome to another presentation, this time on the rather contentious issue of hand symbols, images and numbers of false teachers, police and military. Now I've got experience of all three because I've been a teacher of a kind. I see it an awful lot in so-called religious teachers, pastors, that kind of thing. I've been a police officer. I've seen these signs used by some of my colleagues who were covert or overt Freemasons. They admitted to it, and also military as well. So I've got experience of all these. So on the screen we have an image here, and I've just highlighted a few because I want to avoid some of these rather more profane ones. But number 2 is allegedly a sign of the Holy Trinity, allegedly, fingers pointing up. Number 6 is a sign of the horns. That's very much used by heavy metal rock stars, that kind of thing, called the devil horns actually. Number 8 is, oh yeah, look at that. Number 8, 10, 11 are called mystic signs. Oh, I wonder what that could be, like a triangle kind of thing. And these are perfectly natural hand symbols using a kind of a V, which is in Hebrew the 6th letter, Aleph, Bet, Gimel, Dalet, He, Vav. So Vav, that forms a V. So not a very natural hand symbol. And numbers 14 and 15 are not really explained here, but these are the 666. So you have a 6 here, 6 there, and a 6 there, very much with that same symbol there. You see Donald Trump flipping these an awful lot. So these are the power of hand symbols. Then let's have a look at other symbols. So in this case, a New Hope Baptist Church has a cross in the middle of the H, placed there very, very strategically. Of course, isn't that very, very similar to the Jesuit symbol here as well, the IHS? So you've got the H, it's actually going through the same letter as well, the H here and the IS. And this symbol is actually very commonly used by Calvinists as well. So it's kind of a giveaway. You have a cross going through an H, and that forms the symbology of a Jesuit type system. And then you have something here like faith on fire, and you have this kind of new age pushing up against this coming down. It's very, very, it looks a bit new age. You don't need the symbology. The only symbol you really need is a cross, and that is it. And even then, that's kind of pushing it, but a cross is enough. You don't all need these words, symbology and everything else. It just, no, it's not looking good. Anyway, let's get into numerology. Now I'm getting into the mathematics now. These are like exchanging letters for numbers. There's nothing kind of mystical or new age about it. This is very, very common. As a former kind of code breaker in the army, we used to use an awful lot. So you set up a code and you break it by trying to work out what these letters and numbers mean. So the simplest version is going A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, F is 6, G is 7, K is 11. I'm jumping these on purpose. M is 13. M is very, very commonly used. You have like McDonald's. It starts with M, 13. So you've got those very commonly used, and then you've got all the letters as well. So important numerical values here. The letter C, 3 is the Trinity, as it's so called, the Catholic dogma. The CC is obviously 33, and treble C is obviously 333. Then you have the letter F, which is 6, which is the number of man. FF is 66, and FFF is 666, clearly. The letter K is 11, KK is 22, and KKK is 333. Interesting, isn't it? The number 11 is a number of judgment. You get 22, 33, etc. And I'm linking it in with the number 11 here, which is why it's highlighted. And then number 12, number tribes, for example, 24, 36, 48, etc. And then the letter N, which is 14, which is 2 times 7. Clearly. So quite very simple mathematics. Biblically, biblical numerics, numbers have meaning in the Bible. So 1 is the unity and primacy of God. Number 2 is union, division, or witnesses, number of witnesses needed. Number 3 is completeness, for example, the Godhead, not Trinity. Number 4 is creation or earth. Number 5 is God's grace, also seen as being used for the number of death. I put that in there as well. Didn't put that in there. Number 6 is man and human weakness, when man was made on the 6th day as well. Number 7 is perfection or completion. Number 8 is new beginnings. Number 9, of course, is 3 times 3, showing divine completeness. Number 10 is testimony, law, responsibility, and the completeness of order, also for the number for Gentiles. Number 11 is disorder, chaos, and judgment. That's the one we're going to focus on today, number 11. Also known as a number for the Antichrist, because of course it's disorder and chaos out of order. That's interesting. Chaos ab order, I think it's called, isn't it? Number 12, God's power and authority and the tribes of Israel. 12 tribes of Israel, Jacob. Number 13, rebellion and lawlessness. And number 14 is a double measure of spiritual perfection or deliverance and salvation. So there we go. So we're going to focus on the number 11. So 11 comes up in the Bible, complete Bible search using King James Pure Bible Search 24 times. Or 24, of course, is 2 times 12, which is 2 times the number of tribes of Israel. So it's kind of linked there. 19 chapters and 14 books. So nothing really to say about it, mainly measurements. There are 2 types of numerology you can use. You've got Pythagoras numerology, just have very much the same kind of setup, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I to number 9, and then goes back to number 1 for J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R to number 9, and then back to number 1 for S, T, U. So the simplified, made by Pythagoras, famous for the square on the hypotenuse is equal to sum of the squares on the 2 sides. The triangle, 3, 4, 5 triangle. 7, 11, 13, 9, 11, 13, 7, 11, 13 is one, I think. Mathematician, a metaphysician, okay. 1 to 9, easiest, most used, and what I find really interesting here, I'm not condoning this at all, it's an excellent way to gain insight into other people. Most compatible with you and why? No, I'm not going to do that. So I'm just going to look at what these values are. And same with Chaldean numerology, and this is slightly different. A, B, C, D, E to 5. Miss 2, F. Miss 2, G. Miss 1, H. Back to I. Then miss that, J. All over the place. K. And then L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. No number 9, which is very spiritual. Of course, that's a treble divine, 3 times 3. It matches the vibrations between the two. I'm always a bit of a concern when I see the word vibration. What do you mean by that? That's a little bit new age, new age. Older of the two and considered to be more accurate. I'm glad they put that in quotation marks. Vibrations, what do you mean? Is that, how's that measured? Has it got a unit to it? What do you mean? Define your terms. Single dots represent outer influences and double digits represent inner aspects to a person. Okay, yeah, whatever, cheers. I'm just going to use that as a basis for looking at the numbers. I place no importance on these numbers that I'm going to show you on the next page. I don't place any importance on numerology. It's just interesting to look at it and go, I wonder what these people, they do. The enemy does place importance on it. So if you know what they're doing and they're presenting their names and the title of their ministries or whatever, then if you do this, you might find, oh, they are placing significance on their particular number. They're doing it to let you know. Same with the hand symbols. If they're doing these hand symbols, they're placing significance on what they're doing, as well as the images. So when you combine them all together, not in isolation, but you look at, are they doing the hand symbols? Are they using images? And do their names have some kind of numerology meaning? When you have 1 or 2 of those, one on their own probably is not enough, but 1 or 2 starts to give a little bit of suspicion, and when you get all 3, game over, man. You move on, you know, it's not good. They're doing it for a reason. Right, here we are. So we have the name in this column. I love my tables. Pythagoras value here and Chaldean value here. First one up, Catholic Church Catechism. Oh, look at that. 6 times C's. 18, 6 plus 6 plus 6. Straight away, done. Thank you for that. Desiring God, which is the website of John Piper, who's a Calvinist, 66. Robert Baker, Independent Fundamental Baptist, Cloud Church, CC, 3 plus 3, 66. Robert Baker 3, 44. Faith on Fire, FF, 6 plus 6, 66 here, separate value here. So that's just by looking at the letters in the title. So you have title letters here, title letters here. Yes, that's on its own, that's not enough, but when you've got a specific value here, interesting. This one, Off the Curb, Joe Kirby, quite famous in England on YouTube. He's an Englishman, and his goes off 55 and 44. That's really unusual to have a multiple of 11 on both Pythagorean and Chaldean values. Again, this was really interesting. New Hope Baptist Church, the image I showed earlier, it has a 99 and 88. That's really, really unusual to have a double value. Again, with that double value and with the image, and if you get hand symbols as well, Masonic hand symbols, bit of a warning. And I can say from personal experience, definitely. Kent Hovind, 44. Brian Dellinger, 44. Born Again Barbarian, 44. This is interesting. Catherine Dellinger, née Kukera, his wife, 11 plus 11, K plus K, 11 plus 7. Nothing really exciting here, 7 times 7. Benny Hinn Ministries, 5 N's, 5 times 14, 111. So that is a 11 and 11. For me, now this really hit me. Chief Constable 2C's 33 and 55. Police officer is 77. Corporal, I was a corporal in the army, an army rank. It's a double V. When you think about it, it's a double V, double chevron. In the British Army, the chevron is downwards. So that's a double V, and of course that's the 6th letter of the Hebrew alphabet, a V, a Vav. And it's got 44 and a 33. Isn't that interesting? Okay, that sums it up. That's just all the bits there. I'm sure I want to reiterate, I'm not into numerology. I just find it fascinating to find when you use more than one way of discernment, you look at it and go, that is really interesting. If you've got hand symbols, an image, and numerics adding up to that, then that's a major, major warning. If they're doing all that, they're people that are telling you. They're absolutely telling you. So please like, subscribe, comment, and I look forward to hearing from you guys, and we'll finish off with the gospel. Thank you for watching. Take care now. Bye-bye.
For by grace are ye saved through faith, and that not of yourselves, it is the gift of God, not of works, lest any man should boast. So then, faith cometh by hearing, and hearing by the word of God. How that Christ died for our sins according to the Scriptures, and that he was buried, and that he rose again the 3rd day according to the Scriptures,